Discover the most unusual and unconventional Olympic sports, including sumo wrestling, taekwondo, and handball. The Olympic Games have featured many unusual sports since their modern inception in 1896. One of the most unexpected Olympic sports is tug of war, which was included from 1900 to 1920. Sumo wrestling, a traditional Japanese sport, made its Olympic debut in 1992 at the Barcelona Games. Taekwondo, a Korean martial art, was introduced as an Olympic sport in 2000 with strict competition rules. Another unconventional Olympic sport is handball, which combines elements of rugby, soccer, and basketball. The Olympic Games have discontinued several unusual sports, including croquet and lacrosse, over the years. Master the art of speaking with a French accent like a native. A French accent is characterized by a distinctive sing-song intonation, with a rising pitch at the end of sentences. French vowel sounds are pure and precise, with no diphthongs, unlike in English, which has many diphthongs. The French sound is pronounced in the back of the throat, with a guttural, almost silent pronunciation. In French, the U sound is pronounced like a soft oo, with pursed lips and a high tongue position. French speakers tend to pronounce words with a softer, more relaxed articulation, with less emphasis on consonants. Mastering the French accent requires practice with native speakers, audio recordings, and watching French media regularly. Relive the intense rivalry between American bobsledders Steve Holcomb and Steve Langton at the 2014 Sochi Olympics, a dramatic competition that went down to the wire. The 2014 Sochi Olympics bobsled competition featured a rivalry between two American teammates, Steve Holcomb and Steve Langton. Steve Holcomb's team, also known as the Night Train, was the favorite to win the gold medal. Steve Langton, a veteran bobsledder, was driving the second American team, known as the Backup Bobs. The competition was extremely close, with Holcomb and Langton's teams separated by just 0.09 seconds after 3 runs. In the final run, Langton pushed his team to a personal best, putting pressure on Holcomb to maintain his lead. The 1,950 seconds and 60 seconds thalidomide disaster, where a supposed miracle drug caused severe birth defects. In the 1,950 seconds, thalidomide was marketed as a miracle cure for morning sickness and insomnia. Between 1,957 and 1,962, over 10,000 babies were born with severe birth defects due to thalidomide. The drug was initially approved without rigorous testing, as it was deemed completely safe by the manufacturer. The tragedy led to the establishment of the FDA's Advisory Committee on Obstetrics and Gynecology in 1963. New regulations required drug companies to conduct thorough testing on pregnant animals before human trials. The thalidomide disaster sparked a global overhaul of pharmaceutical testing and regulation, saving countless lives. Explore the eerie similarities between the Titanic and its sister ship, the Olympic, which suffered a near-identical fate just a year earlier. The RMS Olympic, Titanic's sister ship, was nearly identical in design and size. In 1911, the Olympic suffered a collision with a warship, causing significant damage. The Olympic's accident was eerily similar to the Titanic's fate, with both ships colliding with other vessels. Despite repairs, the Olympic continued to experience mechanical issues and accidents throughout its career. Some believe the Olympic's troubles were a warning sign for the Titanic, but it was ignored by the shipping company. The Olympic was eventually retired and scrapped in the 1,930 seconds, a fate that the Titanic never reached. Count down the top 5 longest winning streaks in the English Premier League, featuring teams like Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. The English Premier League has witnessed 15 unbeaten runs of 10-plus games since its inception in 1992. Manchester City holds the record for the longest winning streak in the Premier League with 18 consecutive wins. Chelsea's 13-game winning streak in the 2016 to 2017 season earned them 39 points, a Premier League record. Liverpool's 17-game winning streak in the 2019 to 2020 season saw them score 52 goals, an average of 3.06 per game. Arsenal's 14-game winning streak in the 2001 to 2002 season remains the longest unbeaten run in their Premier League history. The top 5 longest winning streaks in the Premier League have all occurred since 2000, highlighting the from pizza to pasta. 3D food printing is revolutionizing the way we eat. The first 3D food printer was invented in 2006 by a Dutch engineer, Chalk Edge. Today, over 100 companies worldwide are developing 3D food printing technology. 3D printing allows for precise control over nutrient content, making it ideal for customized diets. In 2019, a 3D printed pizza was sent to the International Space Station for astronauts to enjoy. 3D printing can reduce food waste by up to 50% by using exact amounts of ingredients. The global 3D food printing market is projected to reach $1.4 billion by 2027. Explore the early days of video games and learn about the innovative artists and designers who created some of the first iconic games, such as Shigeru Miyamoto's Donkey Kong and Will Wright's SimCity. The video game industry was born in the 1970 seconds with simple games like Pong and Space Invaders. Shigeru Miyamoto's Donkey Kong 1981 introduced Jumpman, later known as Mario, to the world. Will Wright's SimCity 1989 revolutionized simulation games, allowing players to build and manage cities. The first home console, Magnavox Odyssey 1972, brought gaming into living rooms worldwide. Pioneers like Atari's Nolan Bushnell and Miyamoto inspired a generation of game designers and artists. Alexei Posipanov ran 26.2 miles, 42.2 kilometers, backwards in 4 hours and 12 minutes, setting a record for the longest distance run in reverse. Alexei Posipanov set the record for the longest distance run backwards in 2018. He covered a staggering 26.2 miles, equivalent to a full marathon, in reverse. Posipanov achieved this feat in 4 hours and 12 minutes, an impressive time considering the challenge. Running backwards, also known as retro running, requires unique training and technique adjustments. Posipanov had to rely on his sense of hearing and spatial awareness to navigate the course. This record showcases the human body's incredible adaptability and Posipanov's exceptional athleticism. We'll put this Hollywood myth to the test and see if it's possible to shoot a lock-off with a handgun, using different calibers and techniques. In Hollywood movies, shooting a lock-off is a common trope, but is it based in reality? Most locks have a hardened steel plate that prevents bullets from penetrating easily. A 9mm handgun is unlikely to penetrate a lock, even at close range. Larger calibers like .45 ACP may have a better chance, but still often fail to destroy the lock. The type of lock and its internal mechanisms play a crucial role in determining its vulnerability to bullets. In reality, shooting a lock-off is rarely effective and can be dangerous, making it a myth rather than a reliable tactic.